On this channel, we usually talk about crypto and the crypto market, making money. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about keeping your money and keeping your money safe. I had an incident happen to me. Now, I'm a former law enforcement officer from the state of Florida. I was a road patrol deputy as well as a property crimes detective. When I left the sheriff's office, I opened up a private investigation company, had it for over a decade, and then I opened up a private security company in Dallas-Fort Worth. I sold that a month before the pandemic hit. Anyway, let me just tell you what happened to me. I usually go by a certain grocery store. I was on the phone. I passed right by it. Oh, crap. I just had to get a couple things. So I stopped at the local Dollar General. Got the things I needed. Saw that the clerk and the customer that was up there, they were up there when I walked in, and they were talking. She wasn't scanning anything for him. And then I was walking out, they're still talking, and the guy still had his stuff up there on the counter, on her counter. I saw her take something off a little box fan, put it over to the side. That's probably the SKU or the barcode, right? All right, whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, I probably need one of those box fans. I have air conditioner, but if it gets any hotter here in the state of Florida, I'm gonna need that. He leaves, says thank you, and I walk up. I have a couple drinks. I have a, what was it? Thing of like cookies or something. And the thing I went in there to get was like those little Jimmy Dean sausage breakfast bowls. I was leaving early that morning to go to work, so I wanted something I could just warm up and take with me. So I get up there. She scans everything. There's only 4 items. Comes up to $45. So I take the receipt. I take my stuff. I walk to the door. I look. There's a box fan on my receipt. Now, I'm just as guilty as throwing that receipt in my pocket, walking out, throwing them away when I get home to put my pants in the dirty clothes. I rarely, I'll peek down and see the price that I paid, know what I paid. But when I looked down and saw this cost me $45, I know inflation's bad, but not that bad. Well, I look at the receipt up top. Guess what Miss Thing scanned? A box fan. So now, she's not getting in trouble because she rung up a box fan. A box fan's gone. In the audit, it matches up. The problem is, her buddy got a free box fan. And she was trying to make me pay for it. So, before you leave that store, make sure you look down that list and there's nothing on there that shouldn't be. This is not new. I mean, I look down, look at the price, throw them in my pocket, throw the receipt away. I don't have any room for receipts. I don't want them cluttering my floorboard in my truck. And I don't want them in my house laying around for weeks to months. Anyway, from now on, I am looking my receipt over before I leave the store. Now, I said I didn't buy a box fan. That was for the customer in front of me. Apparently, he got a free one. I need a refund right now. She couldn't do it. She smelled of pot. I'm not surprised. Every time I don't go in there a lot, but in the last couple months, I've been in there maybe twice because I just didn't want to go all the way to the store. Anyway, if you make that crypto money, you want to keep that crypto money. You want to be safe. You don't want other people to scam and scheme you and steal from you. And that's what she was doing. And the guy got a free box fan. And I got a refund. So now, guess what? A box fan is missing for their audit. But some other things are going to come that girl's way real quick. We ain't going to talk about that. But a lot of times it's too late. Those people move from job to job to job to job. And they don't keep a steady staff at those stores. Or convenience stores if you stop in a convenience store because you don't want to go all the way up there to the real grocery store. Anyway, keep your money. I know it's petty, but it's theft. And I don't care if it's $15 or $1,500. It's mine. I will tell you this. I am going to scan every single receipt before I leave the store, unless I do self-checkout, which then I know I'm not stealing from myself. These checkers are brazen now. They are brazen as hell. And this young lady was so stoned out of her damn mind, she had to go outside, go to the manager's car where he was out there taking a break, bring him back in. He pressed one thing on the screen and looked at her and said, "Really? Oh, well, I pressed that." "No, you didn't," because it would have initiated the refund. Put my card back up there. Then she wasn't going to give me my original receipt and the refund receipt back. I said, "Oh, no. I need my original receipts and I need the refund receipt." And I suggest you do that as well. If you have to go back and have them refund something, get your original receipt. I need my original receipt and the refund. If they ask why or question you, said, "I have to keep it straight in my books and I need everything else on that list, and I need to show that I didn't pay for that box fan on my audits." She doesn't know if you're a business. She doesn't know if, you're buying it for yourself or somebody else. Anyway, I didn't have to say that. She just looked at me with fear in her eyes, and a good thing. Actually, probably wasn't fear. It's probably anticipation of me getting her fired so she can get unemployment. These people are scandalous. Watch out. Check your stuff. Be good stewards of your own money and God's money. Folks, protect your assets, even ones that come from dollar stores, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, that kind of thing. This happened at Dollar General. It can cost in the long run if people are trying to get over on you. Anyway, that's my story for today. Anything in crypto exciting or new happens, I'll get back on here. Y'all have a great day. Be safe and secure your money.